and they did have a separate door for those people.
When was this?
What?
When?
I think it was
Recent.
5 years ago,
Oh,
6 years ago. Yeah, I mean, it's just not a
Sounds like something from the 30s.
phenomenon. Actually, my friend knows someone who lives in Forsyth. So that was the genesis of that, is to say, well, you know, what does all that mean? What is that about? So that was that. And the other one was, you know,
And the other one?
and the other one was, it's actually part of a series about relationships between people. And it just came to me that that's one part of the relationship, of course, is meeting people, and then everybody wants to meet the other person. You're never sure who started it or something. You're never sure why, but there it is. And that's it. So,
Anybody have anything?
I just want to say that in September, I was in a play in the Manhattan Repertory Theater. They did your play.
yeah, it's been done.
Yeah, I was in another play, little one acts they were, and it was a contest. And you, as soon as I started hearing the dialogue, I said, wait a minute, I know this child.
Which one?
What was the
Which
play
one?
you were in?
Well, both plays have been put on.
No, the first one, the couple that meets and they're dancing. Oh, I was Princess Diana in a play called Trilogy.
Yeah,
I wore a blonde wig, if you don't know.
Wonderful.
What else is new behind?
True.
Yeah.
I thought the first one was very Seinfeld. It was like a Seinfeld episode. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's an interesting comment. I'll let it go.
I mean, it's a positive comment.
Oh, okay. No, I don't mean you're.
Good dialogue.
Anyway, yeah.
I was Princess Diana.
But of course was well acted.
Absolutely. There are Emmys all over the table here.
Right, I'll show you a picture.
Any suggestions, thoughts, feedback?
Does anybody like to ask?
Yes,
Just outside.
yes, go right ahead.
I felt that the second play had held my interest more, I guess because I felt there was more tension between the two characters, and that's always such an important, you know, topic. So I felt like there was a lot there, reading between the lines, and I felt very engaged in that one. I thought it was really well done.
Yeah, I think the first one, the characters, especially the man, needs, you know, it's difficult on a first reading to get all the nuances, to do all the things, because, you know, it's the first time you're looking at it. I think it's a difficult role to play. But I think, you know, with rehearsals and a proper director, I think it can, you know, it can be drawn out and made really, really well and very interesting. I think the problem is it's first reading. First readings are difficult.
I would add to that it's a very physical play.
Yeah, that's.
And, you know, we tied these people in these chairs. So there wasn't an opportunity to do the kinds of things which are very physical in the play.
But there are patterns there,
Yeah.
and it's very funny how, you know, back to back, and then snarl,
Right.
becomes a dance.
See, that's the physicality. Yes, got it. That's right. I very much appreciate that. I actually have written plays with no words. So, I mean, I always am experimenting.
Blank sheet paper?
Yeah, we don't.
I've actually performed in a play.
No, actually, you know, that's a good point, because when you don't have words, it's difficult to tell people what you want them to do. And I researched this, and one of the things I researched was when you have a ballet company and they want to write down what the dancers do, what do they do? How do they write it? What language is it? Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, right. So anyway, I was saying it's difficult. It's not a blank sheet at all. It's a challenge to write that down. It's an interesting challenge.
I've been known to do stick figures when I was doing choreography.
Choreography.
Yeah, like this.
When I was younger, I could have been one of those things.
Okay,
Well, thank you very much for having me.
The dance they do was just the flamenco dance?
Flamingo dance.
Are they actually touching?
Yeah, they
So it's
danced
not
at the end and they
Oh,
got
they
closer,
go.
you know, and there's that whole,
Because I wasn't sure whether they, whether they
and I actually,
were
This really.
a couple dances.
yeah, they danced, they danced.
It was a pas de deux.
Okay, now, we're gonna read Let's Have a Drink by Francine Marinaccio. Marinaccio. Got it. Once it gets past 2 or 3 syllables, you got it. Okay, so, Bob, would you come and read Bud?
I'll drink to that. Back, I'll have a bud.
Okay. And,
I'd be in this-
Anne, could you come and read Marie? Anne, there you go.
She's hiding it.
Oh, there you are, you got your hand up like this, stand up.
You gotta go like this.
No, I'm not up, now I'm up to Charlotte.
Oh, okay.
But, yes, Charlotte, you read both Betty and the unnamed woman, she's really just a presence.
And there's no stage.
You are Marie.
It's like this, like straight, like the seats are.
And then we meet
So it has
Joe.
so the bottom, yeah, the bottom, then the next level and the next level. They did 5 plays. And one of them, actually we did it over 2, the same 5. Yeah, Friday night and Saturday afternoon. And there was a contest, so everybody who came to see the play had to rate them 1 to 5, because there were 5 of them, so they forgot which one they liked. And whichever play won had to come back the following weekend and compete against 4 others that had been chosen in the same way. And the winning play got $1,000.
Come on.
We did not win. So like I said,
Yeah,
I do.
Are you on here?
I'm a very charming. It's about 2 women who love the same man. This woman is professional, she does commercials. No, wait, Sue, oh my God, Susan, I'll think of it. They're great, 2 Rican also. She's his girlfriend.
It's not highlighted.
The other woman was married. Yes, her daughter wrote the play, she's fantastic, it's a great play.
She wants me to be Betty as a no-name woman.
Okay.
It
Bud,
was a- I had a good time.
character.
It was really a lot of fun.
Marie, daughter. Betty, woman who he meets at the bar. Joe, bartender. No-named woman at the bar. The first setting takes place in Bud's apartment in Brooklyn, New York in the present. The apartment is somewhat in disarray. The apartment consists of a table, 2 chairs, 2 glasses, 2 plates, and a tablecloth. The time is Saturday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. The table, chairs, and glasses used in the apartment can also be used for the bar scene. Marie can also be Betty and the no-named woman. Let's have a drink. The story takes place in an apartment in Brooklyn, present time. Bud is a middle-aged Vietnam vet with a drinking problem who confronts his past and ponders his future. Bud lived in Brooklyn all his life. He knows every piss bar in the neighborhood. That's where he spends most of his time. There he has several drinking buddies that don't care if he's drunk or sober. They just want to tell him their tales of woe. They all have them, some more than others. For most of them, it's just a place to numb their pain and drown their sorrows. The phone rings.
Hello. Marie?
Marie is Bud's daughter. She is a lawyer, and so is her husband. They have 2 kids, Anthony, 9, and John, 11. Bud was amazed that he raised such a smart and level-headed kid, being drunk and out of touch with reality. He never took the time to pay attention to her as she was growing up. She turned out to be a strong and beautiful woman. He thanked God that she turned out to be like her mother.
What? Yeah, I'm home. Yeah, home. The bar? No, I'm not going to the bar. I just want to kick back and watch a movie. Marie, you sound just like your mother. She never believed anything I said. You don't blame her. You don't blame her. Don't be a smartass, Marie. You want to come over? That's not necessary. I'm fine. Stop lecturing me. Okay, come over. Bring some food. Yeah, maybe just a pizza. With extra cheese. And maybe some pepperoni. And a soda? Cake. Coke.
Anything else, like plates, glasses?
Don't be a smartass. I have plates and glasses.
The doorbell rings.
Marie, is that you?
Who else would it be?
What do you mean? I have visitors.
Dad, let me in, please. I brought pizza.
That's great. I'll get the plates.
So you have plates but no food?
I got food. Canned stuff.
Dad, this place is a mess. You have to clean it up.
What are you saying? I have a dirty house? My neighbor, Mrs. Sanchez, she comes over. She's my drinking buddy. And she cleans the house.
Does she clean before or after she drinks?
She's a good woman, Marie. She knocks on my door every day to make sure I'm okay.
Dad, I want you to stop drinking. Look at yourself. You go to that bar, get drunk with those so-called friends, come home and pass out. It's not a life, Dad.
Marie, I like the bar. I feel at home in the bar. People like me. We laugh and bullshit together.
Dad, they're not your friends.
Marie, I resent that. Who are you to tell me they're not my friends?
Dad, why do you drink until you can't stand up? That's no way to live. We worry about you. The kids ask for you all the time.
Stop worrying. You got enough to worry about. Your husband, the kids, your job.
Dad, I'm serious.
Marie, I will seriously think about it. That's a promise. Marie, do you want to know why I drink? It's to get rid of the pain in my head. I did 2 tours in Vietnam. I watched my friends die. I had to shoot people to save my own life. I didn't even know their age. They could have been kids. It made me sick to shoot another human being, even though they were the enemy. It was you or them. And after a while, you just wanted to get out alive. It was hot and it rained almost all the time. When I finally came home, I was treated like a criminal. And I was spit at by protesters. So don't lecture me, Marie. Don't lecture me.
I'm sorry, Dad. I was too young to understand the pain you were in.
Your mother took the brunt of my drunken escapades. She would tell you that I was sick and I needed to lie down. She tried her best to cover it up. I love you, Marie. When your mom died, I couldn't lay that burden on you. I had to stop the nightmares and the pain in my head. And the only way was booze. I never did drugs. Some guys resorted to pills and heroin, but not me. Booze became my drug of choice.
Dad, we want you to live with us. The boys need their grandfather. Please think about it.
I will think about it. I swear, Marie, I will think about it.
Call me, and if I don't hear from you, I will come and get you.
I said I would think about it.
Okay? I'm going. I will call you in a day or 2. I love you, Dad.
I love you too, Marie.
Marie leaves. Bud is confused. He stares in the mirror. I need a drink. Bud heads to the bar, a local piss bar down the block. He enters the bar. Joe is the bartender who has been there for years. He greets Bud and gives him his usual Scotch rocks. He looks around for his so-called cronies, then he calls out to one of them.
Hey, Jimmy, have a drink with me. Nah, so what? I'll drink by myself. Hey, Joe, he thinks he's better than me. I'm getting drunk and I like it. You got something to say, Jimmy? Say it to my face. I don't need no crap from an asshole like you. I'm gonna sit here and drink it till I fall off of this stool. Hey, Joe, you won't let me fall? Joe, he's a good guy. He says he'll be there to catch me. Joe, you better be quick, 'cause I'll slide off this stool like oil in a hot skillet. And don't let me hit the floor. What a freaking mess I would make. You know, Joe, I'm a good guy. Yeah, a good guy. I got kind eyes. You can see that when they're not bloodshot. Unfortunately, they're always bloodshot.
Bud turns around and notices a good-looking woman sitting on the bar stool next to him. He tries to make eye contact with her. She turns her head and ignores him.
Hey, Joe, I don't think she wants to talk to me. I can't blame her. I won't make any sense anyway. I'll sound like I was shot in the face with Novocaine. But I'll give it a try.
Bud continues to pursue her.
Hey, Freddie, can I buy you a drink? Maybe that'll loosen her up. I'll wait. I got nothing else to do. People say I talk too much when I'm drunk. And I'm always drunk. Hey, Joe, did you know that I'm a smart guy? Surprised? You know, I served in the Marines. I'm tough as nails. I did 2 tours in Vietnam, 67 to 68, and 69 to 70. I could knock you down with 1 punch. Did you hear that, Jimmy? You wise ass? 1 punch. I was also a very fancy dresser in my day. I mean, I may look sloppy now, but I could turn it out with the best of them.
Bud refers to a woman sitting on the stool next to him.
Hey, Joe, is she smiling at me? Nice eyes, thick lips. Hey, a real knockout.
The woman gets up and leaves the bar. Bud picks up his drink and raises his glass as if to wish her farewell.
Goodbye. Who needs you anyway? Hey, Joe, what happened? Where is everybody?
Look around you, Bud. They went home. It's almost closing time.
Aha! They were no fun anyway, a bunch of duds. Hey, Joe, I don't think I can drive, so I was thinking of taking the bus. That may not be a big deal to you, but I've never driven a bus before, Joe. Made you laugh?
Very funny, Bud.
A woman walks into the bar and proceeds to sit next to Bud, a local neighborhood barfly. She's not a bad-looking gal. Her face looked a little worn. She looks at Bud as if she knows him. Bud wonders why he has not seen her in the bar before.
Hi, my name's Betty, and you are Bud?
I know you?
No, but I see you here almost every day. I see you talk to Joe, shout out a name or two, but no one responds. You usually call out to a guy named Jimmy. He gives you the finger and turns his head. Bud, do you have a family?
Yeah, a daughter. She's a lawyer and so's her husband. I also have 2 beautiful grandsons.
You're a lucky man, Bud. I live alone. My husband Jack died a couple years ago. I miss him very much. Unfortunately, we never had kids. I guess it was not meant to be. I don't regret not having kids. Oh, Jack and I had a wonderful life together.
Did you make any friends here?
Here? Talk to a bunch of drunks. Once in a while, you meet someone you think you can have a relationship with, and it turns out he just needs a place to get away from his wife. I come here because I'm lonely. I have friends, and they have husbands and grandchildren. When Jack was alive, we would socialize as couples. Now, I'm just the so-called third wheel. I see my friends once in a while, and the ladies get together for lunch, but not very often. My best friend moved to Florida, and she hates the cold, and she comes in once a year and stays for a couple of weeks. She also lost her husband, but she has children and grandchildren, and they keep her occupied.
My daughter wants me to move in with her, but I feel like I'd be a burden. I wouldn't want the kids to see me drunk like their mother did, truthfully. Betty, ever since my daughter made me the offer, which I've been seriously thinking about, I'm lonely too. I mean, I come home to an empty apartment. No one to talk to, except my neighbor, Mrs. Sanchez. She cleans for me. She's also my so-called drinking buddy. She also checks on me every day to see if I'm still alive. I mean, all kidding aside, she does look after me.
Family is very important, Bud. The way I see it is, you can come to the bar every day and drink yourself to death. Go home to an empty apartment, or spend time with your family and watch your grandsons grow into handsome young men. Oh, they would love to listen to your stories about life and your time in Vietnam.
Lights out. Time to go.
It was nice talking to you, Betty. You made a lot of sense. You are right. Why would I want to spend the rest of my years here drinking myself to death, when I could spend it with my family? My daughter was right also. They're not my friends, just a bunch of guys getting loaded to drown their sorrows. Betty, my daughter was wrong about one thing.
What was that, Bud?
I did find a friend here. Her name is Betty. Hey, would you like to go out one day for a cup of coffee? No booze, just coffee. Or maybe a movie? Yeah, I haven't seen a movie in years. So what do you think? We give it a try? See how it goes?
I would like that very much. I also found a friend, and his name is Bud. I feel very comfortable talking to you, Bud. Who would have thought that in all the years coming to this bar that I would find someone who just wants to take me to the movies and buy me a cup of coffee?
Betty asks Joe for a piece of paper. She writes her phone number down, and Bud does the same. Bud calls out to Joe.
Hey, Joe, you probably won't be seeing me in here anymore. I gotta go home and play ball with my grandsons, and Betty and I have to catch up on all the new movies.
Good luck, Bud. You made the right move.
Bud and Betty lock arms and walk out of the bar.
Come on. Open for
No lines, no name, no lines.
What was the inspiration for the play?
The inspiration was friends that I have that have been in Vietnam and have gone through some bad times and resorted to drinking to just get away from the pain in the head and losing their family, their life, and everything seems to fall apart. But it basically deals with veterans today that have a lot to deal with, and that sometimes they're overlooked. And they get lonely, and I wrote this because that was my inspiration from friends of mine who have been through that.
Was Betty anybody in particular?
Not really. She just became someone I thought that would be good, would make Bud feel that there was a life ahead of him. You know, after everything was gone, there was a life. And that's, there was hope, yeah.
You said a lot in a short amount of time. It was nice, and then you ended it on an up
Yeah.
note, which was always nice. It was a serious thing.
Well, I know that Joanne said she wanted it short because it's one act, so I try to just get everything together and make it short and sweet, with a little drama, with a little humor in there. This is my first time doing this.
All right.
Yes.
Do you think it's possible to make it into one scene? where maybe the daughter confronts her dad at the bar. Because it's not a long story, but you've got two
To
different
embellish it
scenes. Two different scenes, to keep it in one thing. I mean, it almost could be a one-person monologue, you know, the whole, just Bud talking, the whole thing. But just having two women into his life, but the daughter can confront him at the bar instead of there, and it just cuts out a change of scenery. You know, he can walk into the bar, hey Jimmy, yeah, I'm gonna sit down, he sits down, his daughter comes in, talks to him, she leaves,
It's funny
and
you
then.
said that, because originally when I was thinking, before I did this, I was kind of thinking of doing that, having her go to the bar. But then I changed it, because I wanted it to be a little longer, so I made her go to the house, and that was, you know, made it a little, gave it a little more,
But it wouldn't break that's keeping the one scene, which would be, I think, more powerful.
Yeah, it would make it a little bit easier, first of all, for the staging, and second, and you can also, you know, you could have her bring a pizza to him at the bar.
that's
She
true.
could
That's
call
very
the
true.
bar, say, as my dad did.
Yeah.
And, hey, you taking a call, bud? Yeah, I'll take it, it's my daughter, sure, you know, that kind of thing, you can run that on. Bring me a pizza. You know, I mean, you could work it that way, yeah.
I don't agree, and I don't think it's a big deal
Okay.
to transition from house to bar. I mean, you know, you dim the lights for a minute and he's walking into the bar. I just don't think she would approach him in a public place.
You have a
The
point.
conversation
I mean,
that
both
she
points of
had
it.
with him.
Right.
But he's there all the time.
Yeah, that's basically his home,
Yeah.
because he doesn't have anything else. You know, he goes from his apartment to the bar.
He has Mrs. Sanchez.
And he
He comes in, takes the beer bottles back.
Oh,
She's in for the nickels, that's what.
So that's it. Thank you for your input. I will take it into consideration.